Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Baraka the Collector here, coming back to you with another video. If my voice is a little bit weird in this video, guys, I am just recovering from coronavirus, so please bear with me. I'm doing all right, doing cool, but if I'm never, just coughing, stuff like that, just know I'm recovering right now. But I'm doing all right. So today we're going to be talking about the Hasbro Marvel Legends Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness wave, the first wave for all that we know. I don't know if there's going to be a second one. I don't think that there's going to be a second one. But today we're coming to you here with the 6, I guess, Marvel Cinematic Universe figures from this wave. The 6 movie figures. And there were also 2 other comic figures included in this wave. It was Despair and Sleepwalker, as you can see here. So there's Despair. Here's Sleepwalker. These are both using some little tweaked versions of older molds with some different paint jobs and everything like that. I can see some Bucky cap and some of these, and just some older molds, but still fine figures nonetheless. With a lot of movie waves, we know it's, we're used to it. They kind of throw in some of the comic figures to go with it. So, I'm not a big fan of it personally, but it's fine, because, you can take what you want from the wave, and then you just sell what you don't want, So I don't have too big of an issue with it, unless, selling can just be a bit of a hassle, you know what I'm saying? But it's cool. We're going to be talking about these 6 movie figures today. So we're going over Wang, Doctor Strange, America Chavez, Doctor Strange, Astral Projection, an updated version on the No Way Home body mold, Rintra, and Master Mordo, who appears to be one of the villains of the movie. And I'm not going to say the main villain. I mean, he might be the main villain. I don't know. But Multiverse of Madness seems like there's a lot of stuff going on. It's madness. So let's get into this. Let's start at the very beginning with, let's start back here. Let's start with Master Mordo. So Chiwetel Ejiofor's second MCU movie, right? And it's the second MCU-like sort of appearance in any sort of MCU media. So I'm very proud of him, number one. Amazing actor. He has done some great things. But one thing I will say is that the first figure that they did for him, the first Mordo in the wave back in 2016, it of course was before photoreal. That figure was, it was something. I still have it over there, I believe. Yeah, I still have it back with my behind my Spider-Man section. But the face on it was actually not completely terrible. I gotta say, it was one of the better faces that they did before photoreal. It captured Chiwetel Ejiofor in some places. It did not look completely like him from the movie, but it did look like a younger version of him. So it was not a bad job. But this one, so much better. Look at that. Look at that face right there, ladies and gentlemen. Look at him. That is no joke right there. Chiwetel Ejiofor. So, Master Mordo, let me see. Let me quickly get a look at the box. What does his box say? Sorry, I zoomed out a little bit farther. Let me see what his box says. Read that description for y'all right now. So, Mordo has gone rogue since leaving Kamartaj, hunting other sorcerers for breaking the laws of reality, and is never far off the trail of Doctor Strange. That is very true. So, Mordo seems to be on a mainly new body mold. Mainly new. It's not 100% new, not completely new, but does have a lot of new parts on it, especially from the waist up. But his legs, y'all can't see him from the angle that I have him in now, but his legs are, what do you call it? Star-Lord's legs. The Star-Lord body mold from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, all those different, we got like 3 different Star-Lords, and they're all the same. You guys know which one I'm talking about. But the one from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, he has those legs molded on, but he does have some very nice paint on those legs, gotta say. Single jointed arms, pinless though, completely pinless look for the arms, much like, very reminiscent of the Black Series, the way that they do things. So, I gotta say, very good figure in its entirety. It's got some nice golden accents to him. Some of the paint, some of the gold paint on the chest, as you guys can see there, it looks good on cam. It does look good in person, but you guys can tell, if you really have it up close, that it's You guys can tell with Hasbro product, usually the difference whenever you see something is painted and something is molded in the paint that they have it on there. That one is, some of the like stuff on the chest, some of it is definitely just molded, especially that, like, I don't know what to call it, like that golden little, those golden, I don't even know what those are, but you guys can see what I'm talking about. It's over his his robes, those little, that golden, I don't know what that is. But yeah, that's molded in that colored plastic. It's very apparent, but it does not look bad. It actually shines very nicely in the light. And you know what? Not too many complaints about that figure. Very good sculpt, I gotta say. A lot of good sculpt, a lot of good texturing, especially on his little sash down there, his little belt. You guys see that? There's a lot of texturing down there, a lot of texturing throughout on the figure. So I gotta say, very impressed. And once again, that head sculpt, phenomenal. Got the eyes and everything. It looks so good. True Utility 4 right there. And it comes with a ton of accessories too. Plenty of interchangeable hands and plenty of stuff to work on there. So now we've discussed the villain of the film. Let's talk about some of the heroes. This is the rest of the rest of the wave, I believe, is just our heroes right here. I do have Wanda like there as a little cameo for the video. She is it's no secret that she's gonna be in the film, so excited to see her part. But next up, let's talk about Astral Form Doctor Strange real quick. So yeah, let's take a look at him. So Doctor Strange Astral Form, I have the previous Doctor Strange, yeah, over there. So there's the previous Astral version. There's the new one. They said that the previous Astral version that they based completely off of concept art. And, you know, so they didn't really know exactly how it was going to look. They really took a comics, like, sort of angle on it and just made it all white and sort of translucent, as you can see. But this new Astral Doctor Strange, they got it going completely translucent. They have all different sorts of colors going on there. But it's all translucent plastic. Kind of looks like the hologram Iron Man that they had going on there. So you guys can kind of see some of the translucence of that right there. Very interesting. Always interesting whenever they do translucent figures, and it just, you know, it looks okay. It's gonna be sort of a pass for some people, but hey, it does have the No Way Home Doctor Strange body mold, and it comes with a teacup, so I mean, not really much to complain about there. If you guys don't want it, skip on by, but you do need him to get the Rentra head to complete your Rentra bath if you want that. But yeah, just another Astral Doctor Strange. I wouldn't say it's a completely necessary thing, but I will say it does have some good things about it. The Eye of Agamotto looks really good on that figure. And I do always love the pinless arms. I gotta say, I think this is the first time I'm seeing pinless look with translucent joints. I believe it's the first time I'm seeing that. Well, I saw it on the Miles, but that wasn't in person. You know, the Miles, the translucent Miles that they had on that Miles body mold from last year. But completely translucent, pinless arms on that figure. And you know what? It looks good. The face, though, the eyes look a little weird. I will say that. But it does, I will say that the skin tone on the figure from hands to, you know, face, it is all consistent with the translucent look. So that's good. As you guys can see some of the setup I'm using here. I'm going very ghetto today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm using a ring light, and I don't even have my camera on me so I can upload this video. I'm using my phone, so I kind of have it balanced weird. So I apologize about that. But, yeah. Look, life is hard. You gotta find a way around it, right? Let's see, who's next? We're blowing through these. Let's see, who should we do? Let's do America Chavez next. So this is America Chavez's debut into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And this is it Xochitl? Xochitl Gomez's first Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, her debut. I think she's gonna do great, honestly. I feel like she's gonna add something nice to the movie, some little comedic tone. And I do like the sort of contrast that America Chavez brings to this shelf of everybody. You know, it's all you see all these people in their suits and all different sorts of armors and just battle ready. But then you just see her coming up in here with a little jacket, some little tights, you know, ready to fight. And honestly, I really think that she's going to, add something very, very interesting to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What I know about America Chavez is that she does, travel not interdimensionally, but between universes, right? And that's definitely going to play into what we're going on here with all these variants and everything like that. So I'm excited to see how she ties in. The figure itself is also really good. Pinless jointed legs, but then they are double jointed. And honestly, I thought that she was going to have some trouble standing, but she does have really large feet to stand up very straight. So that's also very good. She does not fall over. I just have her on a stand just to, you know, boost that little pose a little bit, make her seem a little bit more unique. Because outside of that, if you don't know much about the character, it kind of is just a teenage girl on your shelf. You know what I'm saying? So she doesn't really add anything like too different. So I think that that's what you got to accentuate through the poses, that she is abnormal, but that doesn't make her, you know, like, you know, something that's not meant to be here. You know what I'm saying? Because this is Marvel. We have some weird things up in some of these Marvel Cinematic Universe collections. And a teenage girl, honestly, no reason for us not to add that, right? The face sculpt looks very good as well. Does kind of look like Xochitl Gomez from some angles. From other angles, it doesn't. You know, from, I guess from over here, it kind of doesn't look like her. But then you go down here, and yeah, that looks like her quite a bit. Yeah, look at pictures of the actress. Yep. So I think that they did a great job on this figure. The only thing I can't really like, I'm kind of questioning is, I wish that they could have made the elbows double jointed. I get that would have probably kind of interfered with the seamless look of the jacket. And the single jointed elbows do help with that sort of jacket seamless look. But they don't get the elbows into a nice enough position so where like you can see her kind of like flexing up. Because that's the kind of a pose that I had in my mind for her. She kind of has her like her wrists or, you know, her fist to her face. She's flexing up like this. Like, you know, that it's a hard pose to describe, but you can see her. She does in a lot of her poses in the comic book art. And, you know, just the articulation on the elbows does not allow for incredibly large movement. But it does swivel, and you can get it into some decent looking poses. But it really does have that, like, nice seamless look to it. Like, that really does just look like you put some leather jacket over, and it's bending naturally. Denim jacket, excuse me. All right. We are powering through these, aren't we? I'm going to save the two that people are probably most anticipating for last. Let's see. This is Rentra. Okay, so Rentra is... All I know about him is that he must be another sorcerer in Camartage. I don't know how he looks like a Minotaur like how he does. All I will say is that it's a very good figure. It's very fun. It adds a lot of nice things. Because of its legs, it does have these sort of hooved feet and these weirdly shaped legs, these sort of bent legs. So you can experience some trouble getting him to stand up, but then once you got, like, you know, the weight distributed nicely, then he stands pretty fine. He got an earring on his ear right there, as you can see that right there. Very nice detail on this figure. Nice sculpting, nice checks, nice texture. Not a lot of different paints going on up in here. But I think that that's not really their fault. We saw Doctor Strange and Mordo in robes like these, I believe, in the first movie. When Strange was just training in Camartage, we saw sort of robes like these, I believe. So very nice to see those. And we're going to see how Rentra plays into the film. Single jointed elbows, single jointed legs. Got some nice articulation. A nice, like, diaphragm joint almost. It's got a nice swivel at the waist. And it can also crunch forward very nicely. Crunch back super duper far. It's just a nice figure to play with, you know? And I really do like the horns. I really do. It's definitely something else unique up here. And it's, you know, it's good size. It's not super duper huge. It's not like, I'd say it's somewhere in between the realm of a regular sized figure and, you know, a Hulk. Like, it's right in that little medium. It's not quite as large as a Hulk figure, but it's also not the same size as your Doctor Strange. You know, he's a beefy dude. He's a beefy dude, so he's like right in that middle section. I don't know what to really compare him to. There's not much to compare him to, because there's not much like him, honestly. But, yeah, he's a very nice figure. About, you know, the horns do give him some height. So he is going to appear taller. But as you can see, he's kind of on the same level as my Astral Strange right there. So you can kind of see the sort of, you know, parallel there. All right, and now to finish us off, we got Wang and Doctor Strange. So I'm going to start with Wang and I'm going to end with Doctor Strange. How long have people wanted a Wang figure? I think it's been forever. Wang was in my Infinity Saga wish list as well. Wang has been in a lot of MCU movies at this point. I think like 6, right? So it's like, it's just crazy that it took this long to get a Wang figure. But I knew Doctor Strange 2 that they weren't going to miss it. I knew it had to be coming eventually. I'm surprised that it didn't happen in the Infinity Saga, but then I'm thinking, Doctor Strange, he got a movie coming next year. We're going to see a Wang. And so there he is. So Wang is looking very good, honestly. I like a lot of the different colors going on here. Honestly, I'm glad that they waited to give us this suit, because this is one of his more colorful suits. Another Wang suit that we could have gotten would have looked kind of just like Rintra's, you know, just like sort of brown robes, brown little sorcerer suit. So I'm glad that we got something a little bit more imaginative like this, his Sorcerer Supreme sort of suit, because I believe he is the Sorcerer Supreme now. And so yeah, we got plenty of accessories with him. He got a nice sword going on here. Let me pull that out. Got a cool sword. He got his sling ring effects right there. I'm just glad that they went to this way with this Wang. It came out very nicely. Pinless, double jointed arms. And I want to say that he's 100% new, but I do believe that these legs, we've seen them somewhere. Wasn't it somebody who said that his legs were from the Fat Thor figure? And I'm just like, whoa, I was not thinking that they were going to find a way to reuse that figure. But honestly, I mean, shoot, that is a smart use. And I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, the Fat Thor figure #1, the legs do have that pinless look. They are single jointed, so they do give a pinless look. But because of his plastic skirt, you're not able to really move the legs that much, if at all. You guys see how much I tried to get out of him right there. That's about the best that you're going to get out of him unless you tear the skirt. Because I remember one issue people had with the Doctor Strange movie figures of the past is that whenever you try to move the legs, if you kind of put too much pressure on them, you're going to end up tearing the skirt. So that is sort of unfortunate with this Wang, that this Wang suffers from that as well. But they had to do that in order to get the maximum amount of texture, detail, you know, paint up on that skirt. I don't think that they could have done that with cloth, or if they could have, it probably would have been way over the budget. So, I mean, it is what it is, but the Wang figure does look really good. Got a nice head sculpt on there, got a nice Benedict Wong sort of resemblance to him. And it is a good figure, honestly, overall. So I definitely recommend it. If people who've been waiting for a Wang all these years, they're going to be very, very happy with that one. Definitely good looking. It's kind of tall though. I don't know how tall Wang really is. He's usually standing next to Strange, and I believe my mental image of him places him quite shorter, but I don't know how true that really is. One thing I will say though is that, yeah, the figure's quite tall. I don't know whether that's accurate or not. Somebody can tell me about that in the comments. But to finish us off, we got our last little piece right here, our Doctor Strange. I was about to say Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme, but I mean, I guess not. Just sort of Multiverse of Madness Doctor Strange, going with a very comic-inspired suit here, very comic accurate, as you guys can see. This figure is very good. I like it. I like it. Some people have been ragging on this figure, and I think that the hate that it's getting is sort of undeserved. I think people are just a little fatigued because we just had a great Doctor Strange with the No Way Home version, and people don't really see too much of a need for this one. And I will say, if you're all right with the No Way Home version being like your definitive one, which I do think it's a great choice for a definitive Doctor Strange, then yeah, that's No Way Home version is fine, because it does have some really nice, it has some really nice things about it. It looks good, has a nice figure, has a nice silhouette, has a nice posture to it. The Benedict Cumberbatch face on the No Way Home figure, I will say, might be just it does look a little bit better than this one. This face is also really good too, don't get me wrong. This Benedict Cumberbatch likeness on this figure is very nice as well. The No Way Home version, I think, has it just a little bit more though. You know, that figure, something about that face. There's something about the face on this figure, like the chin, looking at it from the side, that's sort of weird. And you guys can see that if you get it in hand. But other than that, you know, it's really just it is just another MCU Doctor Strange. It's completely pinless though. It's got a nice belt, got some nice detailing. You guys can see the different shades of blue that they used on it to sort of accentuate the sculpt, so I really do like that. I like his wrists, his forearms. I like the sort of the sculpt that they went with there, the detailing on that. You guys can see it's got a really nice shade of brown there as well. One thing I will say is that the cape, you guys know how much I hate plastic capes. I say this every single time. I hate them. And the cape this time, this one is honestly one of the worst capes that they've done. One of the less satisfying hanging ones. This one never really hangs the way that you want it to. The way that I have mine is that I have the figure on a stand and then I have the cape behind it, so that the cape would kind of, the stand can sort of leverage the cape up, and then it will sort of hang on the shoulders more naturally. But even then, you guys can see it kind of looks a little iffy. So that cloak of levitation there, this one is not a great sculpt that they went with. They could have just, I feel like ways around it is that they could have made this cloak of levitation have a peg hole in the back. I usually don't like those, but I will admit that they do help. Could have had a peg hole in the back so that it can go onto the figure like how the Doctor Strange No Way Home version does. Or they could have found a way. I feel like eventually with Doctor Strange, they gotta find a way so that they can, oh nah, that limit articulation though. I was about to say they should glue, like, you see the little gold notches at the tip of the cape right there? They could find some way to have that glued to the chest or glued to the shoulders of the Doctor Strange figures from now on. But that would really limit the articulation with the arms. You would not be able to get them to go up that much. And you would not be able to remove the cape if that was the case either. So I can kind of see where that's the thing, where the quarrel comes in with that. Because he does remove his cape in the movie. But I will say that the cape, it's sculpted really nice. You know, it's got a nice sculpt to it and everything. It just doesn't hang that well. The Eye of Agamotto on this figure is one complaint for me, though. Usually with the Eye of Agamottos, what they do is that they have, like, they just have it as a separate piece. And it's usually a teensy bit too big, but it still just looks good anyways. I feel like they've realized that, you know, maybe the chain or the necklace part of the Eye of Agamotto is a bit too big on the regular Doctor Strange. As you can see there, it's a bit too large. So what they did with this figure, sorry ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna get us a zoom in look. You guys can see this little, like that red line right there. What they did is they took the Eye of Agamotto and then they painted a red line. And I don't like that. I don't really mind the Eye of Agamotto being a bit large on Doctor Strange. Honestly, it kind of just looks that way. And I don't mind like the necklace part being too large, because really, the whole Eye of Agamotto just looks like a large necklace, if I'm being honest. So I had no issue with that, like with the No Way Home version. It looked real good. And the only thing with this version is that it's not like you can take that off and replace it with the No Way Home version. It's just there. In the Eye of Agamotto itself, the actual eye, it's not painted that well on this one. It's kind of just molded in a sort of goldish plastic, but it doesn't look that good. It looks sort of goldish brown plastic. But it looks very cheap. I don't know. It kind of looks a little weird. It looks like a little stain on the figure almost. So I will say that that's not completely attractive, but everything else about it is cool. I like the sculpt a lot. I like the pinless joints. I like some of the articulation. I will admit it does have the cloth skirt like other Doctor Stranges, but you're not going to be getting Doctor Strange to do a bunch of dynamic poses anyway. This figure looks great. If you just put it on a flight stand and, you know, work with that cape as well as you can get it, and then you'll get it looking all right. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is the whole wave. Oh, there's your teacup right there. That's the whole wave, so I'm going to go ranking these figures from top to bottom, okay? Well, giving them all a scale ranking, scale of 1 to 10. All right, so Mordo, Master Mordo, back there. I'm going to give him a solid 7. Astral Strange, a 6 out of 10. Rintra is an 8. I like Rintra. America Chavez is an 8 as well. Mordo, or I'm sorry, I got him Mordo. Wang is a I'll say Wang is a Wang is hard. Wang is hard. That no leg articulation, that kind of hurts. Wang is also in 8, maybe an 8.5, maybe an 8.5 for Wang. Wang is probably the standout figure of the wave for a lot of people. And then Doctor Strange, our main Doctor Strange here, our Multiverse of Madness Doctor Strange. I'll give him, what do I want to give Doctor Strange? I'll give him an 8. Maybe it's 7 to 8. And some people are gonna put him lower than an 8. I think an 8 is fine for him. He's pretty good. And honestly, Master Mordo at the back, I think I'm only ranking him lower than an 8. He really should be an 8 like everybody else. The only reason why I'm ranking him lower than that is because the Star-Lord legs have pins in them, and that ain't cool. That ain't cool, guys. I thought that we're supposed to be getting past pins here. So yeah, it's just unfortunate. I'm about to start deducting points for figures with pins in them, guys, just so you know. As I'm not gonna be generous no more, honestly. We have this technology, we need to be using it. But I understand we're trying to save some money on some of these figures. But these are mass release figures, guys. Don't save money on these. These are the waves. These are the ones that you're supposed to spend the money on. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be getting new sculpts from mass release. So that's the only reason why that's the only reason why Mordo is getting a 7. But I'm very excited for this movie. Tell me, guys, what you think about this wave. Tell me which figures you're going to be picking up. Stay easy out there. Stay safe. You know, be careful. I don't know how I got coronavirus, but just, I guess, try not to do what I did if I did anything wrong. I don't know. Probably got it from school, but it's fine. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe out there. Take it easy. And I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.